Law-abiding tokens. So, what are blockchains good for? This year, stablecoins reached $277 billion in market capitalization, which is wild. Even more so than that, tokenized assets have reached $3.1 trillion. That's a staggering 2.5% of global GDP. The largest holder of treasury bills is Japan, followed by the UK and China. The 18th is actually stablecoins. Stablecoins hold more US treasury bills than even Saudi Arabia. So what are blockchains good for? Financial applications, of course, but don't take my word for it. There's another wise individual named Vitalik who seems to share that opinion. And if you're going to build a financial application, that's going to focus around tokens. So let's take a quick look at the brief history of tokenization. Back in the beginning, the OG token was Bitcoin in 2009. After a small pause, we had Ethereum launch in 2015. And very shortly after that, the ERC-20 standard made it easy to create a token compared with having to launch an entire blockchain for it, and ushered in a whole world of DeFi and coins and tokens. Then a couple years after that, we had ERC 721 for non-fungible tokens. Then ERC 1155 for world asset, and you're a token holder at an enterprise company. What are some of the features, let's say beyond just transferring and holding the asset that a bank might want you to have in a token? Redemption, yeah. Okay, let's say also, what would happen if you, in the traditional banking world, you might lose your password, and then you can call up your bank and convince them that you're actually you. What happens if you lose your seed phrase? Right? So let's say, account recovery might be something that you want. Or if somebody's stolen funds or run afoul of the law, maybe you need to be able to put a stop on those tokens or stop that account from transferring. So the common features around some of the compliance tokens will be things like rules for allowing a transfer or mint, the ability to freeze an account, locking balances, like maybe you've made a purchase and they need to make sure the funds are available until a capture action is taken, or if you've had your funds stolen, or you've lost access to your account and ability to get them back, and that could include or be related to also moving, like coming in from above and moving funds from one account to another in behalf of the authorities. So a few of the standards, and there are plenty of other standards and token standards, but these are a few of the major ones. 3643, 7518, 7943. So let's take a look at what some of this number alphabet means. So ERC 3643 is one of the earlier ones. It adds on-chain identity. It affords pluggable compliance. And it's a pretty opinionated standard. It says these are the things that make sense for a compliance token. And this is how we build it. 7518 is a little later standard. And that's based around ERC 1155, which is the semi-fungible token. And it's designed for partitioning assets. So if you wanted to tokenize a building and there are different types of units, and those are going to pay different dividends or hold different properties, then it can be broken up. Or you might be operating in different jurisdictions, like you might need to comply with US law for this set of tokens and Argentinian law for another set of tokens, so it can be divided up that way. And then an even more recent standard is ERC 7943, And that's a lot simpler of a standard. And it basically just says, okay, for tokens in this standard, they should implement some of these more basic features around freezing, locking, having rules around transfers. We're going to take a look at ERC 3643. It's an ERC 20 plus compliance, and it's called T-Rex. And maybe or maybe I didn't choose this example because I like dinosaurs, but they call it T-Rex because they've abbreviated token for regulated exchanges into T-Rex. You use it like an ERC 20. It's based around identity system that uses on-chain ID. It has a modular compliance system, so you can add different rules for your needs. One neat feature is that it will check before you do the transfer, so you don't pay gas when doing a transfer only for it to fail. And then it has the usual facilities of recovery, freezing tokens, forcing transfers, and it has a concept of an agent. This is pre-AI hype, so it's not an AI agent, it's like a banking agent, so the authority that can conduct a transfer or mint tokens. How are we going to launch this token? Well, we're going to use our software, of course. Our core product is called MultiBaas, which stands for Multiple Blockchain as a Service. And it offers an API, SDK, and UI that helps you connect your application to an EVM chain and build your app faster. It's got a UI that's approachable if you're new to blockchain, but it's a full production scalable application for building enterprise apps. I'm William, by the way. My co-founder, Jeff, is here. You might find him at the booth later. We've been around since 2017, and we help enterprise companies connect their apps to Web3. So let's dive in a little bit to the T-Rex standard. It has a few main components. There's the token itself, and then there's an identity part, the identity registry, which is composed of a claims topics registry, issuer registry, and a storage contract. And then there's the modular compliance part. To support the ID, you'll need a claim issuer and an identity, and we'll mock those up with some simple contracts. And then modular compliance, you can have it or not have it, and we're going to implement a little module based on owning a soul-bound token. So you could use that for a whitelist, for example. So there's the T-Rex part, the main token part, there's the on-chain ID part, and then there's a modular compliance part. On-chain ID, not going to go into details here, but it's a concept based around claims, and a claim could be something like I'm over 21, or I'm KYC'd in this jurisdiction, or I'm a citizen of this country, and it's an elaborate ID system. And then the modular compliance part, as I mentioned, it can have 0 or more modules. Before you do a mint or a transfer, it will do a check through the modules that you've added. And the module should implement a module check, and you could use it for whitelists, you could use it for blacklists, or you could use it for something else. So let's do a little demo deploying it to set up our deployment in our platform, and then download the repo and do the deploy, and then we'll do some of the minting actions within the MultiBaas UI. So as I mentioned, we use a simple dummy implementation for the identity part, and then we have a soul-bound token and a compliance module for that token. And then we're going to mint some tokens. You don't have to follow along. I'll show the link later, but this is based on a sample app that we use to get you scaffolded quickly into an application. It's got a front end and a back end, and it's a voting app out of the box, but we've just taken the blockchain half of that, the back end half of it, and added the T-Rex token suite as a submodule. And so we're just going to use that for configuring the MultiBaas deployment. and then deploying the token suite. So first, we're going to come over to console.curvegrid.com and do new deployment. Let's call it ETHGlobal BA and call it demo. And we're going to choose the CurveGrid test network. This is a private network we run ourselves. It has a faucet integrated, so it's easy to get up and running and get free tokens to use it. And then we'll choose the free plan, which gives you plenty of facilities to build a simple application. So this is going to create and come back and give you a URL to log in with. And as soon as this has finished deploying, we can click through here and see our new deployment. Okay, so here it's a plain empty deployment that we've got. So that's the first thing we need. And then we're also going to need a Reown wallet kit project ID. So let's head over, now that we've got here, to Git, or to the console. So the repo is here. You can clone that. I'm not going to do that. It's already downloaded, so I'm just going to head over into that. And then we're going to, it's already checked out, but there's a branch, git checkout T-Rex if you haven't already. So you can get the T-Rex branch, and then you'll do git submodule init, git submodule update, and then you run npm install. It's already installed, so I'll just run the post install script here, which will guide you through the configuration. So this local deployment of the application, it's going to need the URL, the API key, etc. And this will prompt you to run that, or feed it that information. So we have these things: deployment URL, API key. I'm going to ignore this warning. You won't get this warning because you haven't run it yet, but we're OK to overwrite those. So let's get the deployment URL and API key. So we're going to come over here to admin, API keys, new key, and let's call this demo. And we'll make it an administrator key because it's going to go and do the configuration for us. We'll copy that. First we'll copy the URL. For demo purposes, obviously keep your private key safe. Don't use your normal key for doing in the hackathon. And whatever you do, don't commit a public key. Private key. The configuration files are in git ignore, so it won't deploy them. But always check. Always be very safe with this. So we've got that. And then we're going to head over to the blockchain folder. And so this has also automatically got funds from the faucet. If you're using a different chain, then you can always go to that faucet, obviously, and send some funds to that address. So let's go ahead and do npm run deploy token dev. So voting dev is for the other sample, and this is for this T-Rex token suite. And so that's going to go along and deploy all the different contracts for the suite in order, the token, the registry, and set all the configuration parameters. You can take a look at that deploy T-Rex file in the repo to see the setup. And we've left out a couple parts, which we're going to do manually just to show it in the UI. While that's happening, let's head over to the deployment. We're done with this API key now. And we are going to connect MetaMask so we can use it. So we'll switch network here. It's going to prompt you. It will create a key to access the network here. And then it will set up MetaMask to use our testnet. So we'll just confirm that. And then we're also going to go ahead and scroll, and import the private key that we set up. So I'm going to come up here, MetaMask, account, add wallet, import account, private key, just for demo purposes. And here you'll see under tokens, it'll say 0 because it's a fake token, and MetaMask updates the UI now so it doesn't look like I have millions of dollars of ETH. But if you look down here in the balance, you'll see the test tokens that were given in the deploy setup. Okay, now that we've got that configured, we'll connect MetaMask, choose the account we just imported, connect, and then now we have it available. So here, all the contracts we deployed in that script are now available in the contracts on-chain section. So you'll see the topics registry, identity registry, etc. And we'll hop over here to T-Rex token and grab functions. And we're going to try minting a token. Pop up. You need to add the identity in the registry. And then since we configured the compliance module for this, you're going to need the soul-bound token. You can see that in the repo, or come talk to us if you need any explanation there. I'm just going to record and best dApp on one or more of our
All good? Okay. Thank you so much for joining today. My name is Victor Munoz. I'm a developer advocate at Flare, and I'm going to explain to you what today. First, you can expect to understand how to use Flare to build new solutions. And so think about this. Flare has built a very unique interoperable solution that allows people that are on the XRP layer to Flare and do EVM on DeFi. And when you deal with that kind of problem, you will find out there are multiple challenges for users there. So what we are doing is abstracting Flare with this technology behind Flare smart accounts so that they have it very easy to come to Flare and participate on DeFi without them even knowing that they are on Flare. So let's move forward into this presentation. We're going to have some very basic demonstrations, and I'm going to show you around some of the main GitHubs and some of the main tips so that you can get started very quickly. Now, if you're thinking about what makes Flare unique, like I explained before, I think the main point is the approach that we are taking to connect blockchains and liquidity. Right now, if you're a crypto user, you probably know that you might have assets in one chain to another chain and some data that you might want to gather. It's not an easy task, right? So Flare has created protocols that can help you bring data and liquidity into the Flare network. Currently, we have 3 main solutions that are built on Flare and that you can leverage to build powerful decentralized applications. So the first one is the FTSO, or Flare Time Series Oracle. This is an enshrined